The collapse of the Key Bridge raised questions about the infrastructure and safety measures on bridges in our area. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson continues our team coverage tonight. She's live in Old City with more on concerns about bridge safety. Becca.
Rick, the people in charge of making sure that Philadelphia waterways are safe insist that every bridge in our area has safety protection measures in place to make sure that this sort of accident and subsequent collapse could never happen here. The stunning and horrifying collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge has some wondering if a disaster like that can happen here in Philadelphia, too.
In every failure, in every instance like this, there are things to learn. There are things to be incorporated into our design practices.
After examining the video, which showed a container ship strike a pier of the Key Bridge and lead to a collapse within seconds, experts say that bridge wasn't well protected.
In most cases, one would install what we call fenders or barriers around these supports, such that if a ship like this gets off track, it could absorb some of the impact.
Let's look at the bridges around Philadelphia. The Delaware Port Authority says the Betsy Ross Bridge, which is in a lot of ways similar to the Key Bridge, has support piers called dolphins to keep ships from hitting it. The Ben Franklin and Walt Whitman bridges have collision prevention systems and are also protected by shallow water. And the Commodore Barry Bridge has large stone islands around its piers. But while Philadelphia may not be as vulnerable to a bridge collapse, its waterways will still feel the impacts from Baltimore. Its ports will be busier.
I mean, we've had COVID, we've had the bridge collapse in Philly, we've had lots of different issues, including inflation and global disasters. So supply chain managers have this covered.
While the supply chain may be ready to deal with this disaster, consumers may need to pack their patience.
It's going to take longer. Consumers are going to see that perhaps there's a delay in products, and our roads are going to be more congested.
And Rick, now the Port of Baltimore is supposed to be open long before the bridge opens too, so the increase in traffic here is supposed to be only temporary. Still, the city of brotherly love ready to offer a helping hand during this disaster. Live here in Old City, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Rick?
All right, Becca, thank you.